muy bien. Mucho gusto verte. ¿Y cuándo llegas? Hoy. Hoy, eso. No le hace. Muy bien. Bueno, porque tienes trabajo, ¿no? Maharaj. Los Maharajas. Cada quien con su computadora. No hay forma de poner una computadora y estar todos. Y aquí miren, la gente en la cocina. Lakshmi Rani, Lalita Sundari, Krishna Kumar, Ananda Vardhana, Dina Dayal y Prema Sundari.
Dandava Sadhu Maharaj, Dandava Ashram Maharaj, Dandava Puri Maharaj, and all the devotees.
Dandavat Kuswara Maharaj, Dandavat Sadhu Maharaj, Dandavat Puri Maharaj, Dandavat todos los devotos.
Manuya. Aquí están bien. No, ahí estás bien, ahí estás bien. ¿Esa es la computadora tuya? ¿Esa es la computadora tuya? Okay. Oigan, ¿y no se afecta porque tantos dispositivos estamos? Cerramos este. ¿Y se raya el micrófono? Ok. Este es el teléfono de forma.
Dandavat Shilaj Maharaj, Dandavat Puri Maharaj.
Dandavat Arjun Prabhu.
Arjun Prabhu, Dandavat. Dandavat Sadhu Maharaj, Dandavat.
Dandavat Puri Maharaj, Dandavat Sadhu Maharaj.
Dandavat Arjun Prabhu. Dandavat Damodar Prabhu.
Oscar Domínguez López.
Exacto, Damodar. Jai Vardhan, Dandavat.
Hey, Dandavat Maharaj, nice to see you and Puri Maharaj together.
Yes. Here in the same room we have also Sadhu Maharaj.
Sadhu Maharaj, Dandavat to you. Happy birthday again.
Ramanuja, Ravindra Krishna Dandavat.
Dandavat Maharaj, Dandavat, nice meeting you. Dandavat Puri Maharaj.
Happy to see you.
Happy to see you all. The festival was very beautiful. Up on the mountain, Girnita. Beautiful, Maharaj. Thank you. Dandavat.
Y Ishwari Ramanuja Dandavat allá en España. Rasa Raj Prabhu Dandavat.
Dandavat Ishwari Devi, Dandavat.
Mathuranath Das, ¿dónde? Mathuranath Das, ¿en Rusia o en Rusia? Muy bien. Sulalita.
Dandavat Maharaj.
Indumuki Dandavat. Triveni Dandavat allá en Venezuela.
Maharaj, todos los devotos presentes.
Dandavat.
Sí, tenemos los lentes.
No, es que hay algunos que no ponen cámara. Arjuna, por ejemplo, está en México.
Ahí está bien. ¿No se siente? ¿Y a quién más tenemos por aquí? No, ahí veo igual con los lentes, ¿no?
Madhu Krishna Didi.
Lavanya, Moí.
Danda pranam Maharaj. Danda pranam Shivat Maharaj. Danda pranam Sal Maharaj.
Dandavad Madhu Krishna Didi. ¿Dónde está Bhagavan?
Madhu Krishna Dandavad, ya Bhagavan Prabhu, allá en Barcelona. Barcelona, Venezuela.
Dandavad Bhakti Pavan Janardhan Maharaj.
Dandavad Maharaj, Dandavad.
Dandavad Janardhan Maharaj. Dandavad.
Dandavad Gurudev, buenos días.
Haribol.
Dandavad Gurudev, buenos días.
Dandavad Maharaj, buenos días.
Dandavad. Dandavad Damodar, ¿cómo estás?
Bien, Gurudev, muchas gracias. ¿Usted cómo está?
Pues, aquí chambeando, como dice. Okay. Ashamars, Purimars, ¿han estado aquí? ¿Han estado en la reunión por tiempo ahora?
No, breve que 5 minutos.
¿Y platicaron de algo?
No.
No.
Vamos saludando a los devotos.
Okay.
Los que veíamos aquí en el blog.
Dandavan, Nityananda, ¿cómo estás?
Bien, Maharaj.
¿Quién es este?
Dandavad Maharaj, a todos los devotos. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna Das.
Dandavad Madhu Krishna.
Dandavad pranam para todos. Hare Krishna, Haribol. Para todos los devotos.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Nityananda Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Y hoy es el 26. Que es este jueves, la próxima semana, ¿no? Es la aparición de Acharya Maharaj.
Es el jueves 7 de octubre. De esta semana que viene a la siguiente.
Jueves.
Ajá. 7 de octubre.
7 de octubre. Ok. Y queremos hablar un poquito que ayer hubo un incendio en Paramakaruna, en Caracas, que un vela que estaba ahí porque una devota estaba prendía una vela porque creo que su padre había muerto de COVID. Ella prendió una vela y en el cuarto de donde vivían las devotas, y pues esa vela prendió una cortina. La cortina causó que hubo un incendio allí que quemó no sé, algunos cuartos de las devotas, el cuarto de las mandalas. Yo recuerdo que tenía muchos mandalas muy bonitos que traían de la India, que estaban pues muy mandalas por biombas, ¿no?
Recording in progress.
Que eran muy bonitos. Afortunadamente nadie se dañó, ningún devoto estaba herido, y eso es como, debía haber dicho eso primero, pero nadie estaba herido de los devotos, todos estaban ilesos. Pero al mismo tiempo, como hubo daños a la estructura, por una parte del edificio fue hecho de ladrillos, y eso parece que está bien, pero una parte atrás era construcción más como una construcción usando, como se dice, drywall, que era más recién. El techo también se prendió en algunos cuartos. Entonces también varias ropas de las deidades fueron arruinadas también. Realmente fue una pérdida muy devastadora para el templo, porque eran cosas para las deidades y para su adoración, y realmente, como los devotos de Venezuela, ellos tenían una adoración muy bonita. Se puede también ver cómo hicieron ellos las cosas por ver la adoración en Eka Chakra, en el templo, porque también el templo de Caracas daba varios de los artículos que usaban en la adoración de las deidades de Gaur Nityananda en Eka Chakra, fueron comprados por los devotos de Caracas, y realmente pues estamos adoloridos a escuchar de la pérdida en el templo de Caracas. Y ayer cuando hablamos, I don't know why I'm speaking in Spanish. Supuestamente estoy hablando hoy en inglés, pero olvidé. All right. So I'll also say in what I said in Spanish, I'll say in English, that yesterday there was a fire in the temple of Paramakaruna in Caracas, and nobody was hurt, but at the same time there was substantial damage done to where the room where the lady devotees were staying, the viombas estaban, where the viombas were kept, and other articles of the worship of the deities. Also some damage because the firefighters used a lot of water. Some of the water apparently damaged some of the floor, I think, in the temple room. Also, I was told that there was some damage in the kitchen. Now, perhaps some devotees who know better than me, they can say about what happened, some of the things that happened there. But at the same time, yesterday we talked about making some general collection, asked for the devotees to help the devotees in Caracas, the international devotees, to help the devotees in Caracas be able to, for some of the expenses in repairing their temple. It's a very nice building, very nice temple, and the devotees, as many people know, that the economy right now in Venezuela is not good. I used to go to Venezuela, and Venezuela was just about the most opulent country in all of South America. Was always a very nice place, but so now I think it really is important that all of us, if possible, some fund can be set up, and we can contribute to that fund to help the devotees in Caracas be able to rebuild the temple, because there was substantial damage, and because of the poorness now of Venezuela, we really need to help them. So that was the thing I wanted to say. No sé cómo estaba hablando ahorita en inglés, pero crear un fondo donde los devotos mundiales pueden construir para ayudar el templo allí en Caracas para Macarena. Y Govinda Maharaj fue ahí varias veces, Acharya Maharaj también ha ido ahí, y pues realmente queremos ayudar a nuestros hermanos allí en Venezuela con la reconstrucción del templo. Can you, Ashram Maharaj, Puri Maharaj, Ashram Maharaj. Dhanyavad. Well, yesterday we talked about this. We wanted to be able to help the temple there in Venezuela. So wanted to make an appeal to the international devotees that we can set up some fund, and devotees can contribute to the fund, and some help can be sent to Venezuela, to Caracas. ¿Quieres hablar algo en ese respecto?
Bueno, pues muy necesaria, ¿verdad? Esta solicitud que haces, Maharaj, para unir los esfuerzos alrededor del mundo y ayudar y apoyar. No, it's very necessary, very precise and needed. No, this request which Srila Janardhan Maharaj is doing about the reconstruction of the part of the temple who was lost yesterday by this fire in the temple of their lordships, Parama Karuna, Sri Sri Gaura, Nitai Gaura Chandra. The devotees, fortunately, it was already mentioned by Maharaj, fortunately, nobody resolved damage or injured by the fire. No, that is the very best news. And now about the losses, material losses, it is quite a big loss of material things, including some paraphernalia of the deities. Maharaj knows, as many of course, all the Venezuelan and many of the South American devotees, they know, because they have one way or other visit Caracas, and they have seen how beautiful, how excellent is their deity worship. But many of the backdrops.
What's the word?
What is the word, Praneshwari? You know?
Puede decir mandalas también, Maharaj.
This type of curtains, this type of curtains or cloth with very nice designs and everything, bought most of them in India through the years. They have been kept there because you use one or two every day, but most of that work was lost, and also a lot of good amount of lost in the rooms themselves, the rooms of the lady devotees and the pujari.
They lost all their belongings.
Yes,
they lost more than 40 backdrops, as you put it, 40 backdrops or mandalas. These are all embroidered and very beautiful, that they bought they would go to India and buy 2-3 backdrops when they would go to India, and over the years they lost more than 40 backdrops, 40 mandalas.
Venezuelan devotees have always been like taking a leading position in their services and also service donations through the years. Not a regular, but very leading the international community in the service of our world waters. Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math in Navadvip, as well as Maharaj was mentioning services in Eka Chakra to the Nitai Gauranga deities, and as well as providing funds for the Nishinha Pali Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math Temple, Nishinha Temple there at Nishinha Pali, and many other services. They have always been like the right hand of Srila Acharya Maharaj. But recently, and as we all know, the economy in Venezuela have been suffering. No, has not been like in their prime years where there was like the leading country in the whole South America. Now it is not like that. Then Maharaj's proposal to raise some funds, it will be very good. Here is Sadhu Maharaj. And one very important thing for everyone around the world to know is that yes, we would like to support, to give some donation and try to help them, no, to reestablish as soon as possible all their nice facilities they had there. And we need, for that, we need, it's very necessary, an account, whether a bank account. Even in Venezuela, we have heard that it is difficult, the exchange of dollars and all these things, foreign currency. But if we can have a medium, whether a bank account or a personal account or Western Union address and name, no, through where we can send that, it will be very good. No, that now that Maharaj has brought this effort, international effort to support this disaster, this emergency they have in Caracas, Venezuela temple in Parama Karuna, it will be very useful for all of us to know as soon as possible where and when we can give that support in the form of service donation.
Maybe Praneshwari, you're in Miami. Do you have contact with Venezuela's ever as far as sending funds there?
Yes, through Siamagori I send a little bit of help, and a devotee there helps me. He receives funds in his American bank, and then he gives cash in Caracas, cash in dollars in Caracas.
And if we send funds through in that way, will we be able to send enough funds into Venezuela to get to the devotees?
I think that can be coordinated by Sadhu Maharaj himself, because when he was in India, I was getting some donations for them in India through my account here, and then I would transfer to him through Western Union. So now that he's in Venezuela, he can coordinate that part, and I'm obviously able to help because I want to be of service to try to restore the temple as it was.
Yeah. So Sadhu Maharaj, I believe right now he's in Colombia.
Yes.
And he's going soon to Venezuela, as far as what he told me. So maybe we can set up like that, some fund in Miami, and then transfer funds, as you know, into Venezuela to be able to help the temple there.
Yes, Sadhu Maharaj, please tell us what to do.
Okay. So Sadhu Maharaj.
Danda pranam Srila Vinada Maharaj. Srila Ajahn Maharaj.
Dandavad.
Sadhu Maharaj, maybe you can, through Praneshwari, maybe she can create a an account or something in Miami. I know here when we were sending funds to Acharya Maharaj, we were able to do it through also PayPal. We had PayPal account and we're able to transfer. I mean, we received the money in the PayPal account. It made it fairly easy for anybody to put funds into an account, and then from that PayPal account you could then put them into a bank account or something. But the PayPal account made it easier to transfer funds, we were able to accumulate money in the PayPal account that the devotees sent, and then we transferred that money by electronic transfers to India, to Acharya Maharaj. Ashapriya did that. So maybe something like that can be created. We'll need an account set up for the Caracas temple, and perhaps a PayPal account. Then Praneshwari can get the money from maybe that PayPal account and then send it to Sadhu Maharaj and the devotees in Venezuela. Is that possible?
Yes, Maharaj. Actually, we are creating also one bank account, and also we can use this application. Maybe you already know that it's called Cell. It's very easy to use and reduce some commission also in the transfers.
Okay, so
there is no commission with Zelle. If you have an account here in the States, you can receive any amount of money and you can transfer to other Zelle recipients. No problem.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we also use Zelle. All right, so and perhaps today is Sunday, so maybe in the next coming days we can create some through Praneshwari. Is it okay if you'll help with this?
Oh, yes, Maharaj, yes, I'm willing to help, of course, but Sadhu Maharaj is saying that he is already opening an account, so he will be able to receive direct transfers via Zelle. Is that what you said, Sadhu Maharaj?
No, that's already open.
It's already open. Perfect.
But we can use also your help, Praneshwari, don't worry.
Yes, of course, of course. You just let us know what to do, where to deposit, where to send you funds.
Oh, okay, so maybe, I don't know if today, before the end of the meeting, is that possible to have that information, so where the devotees can send money to?
Yes, Maharaj. Yes, I'm just receiving that info now, and I will send to all the devotees.
Perfect.
Okay.
And maybe Praneshwari can also provide her info.
Yes, sure. But if we have everything centralized, it's better. If you have the account, then everything will go to that account. Maybe open to the name of Paramakaruna, I don't know.
Okay. Triveni. ¿Has hablado con los devotos ahí ayer yo hablé con Purajit. Yo me explicó lo que había pasado. ¿Tú estás en contacto con los devotos ahí en Paramakaruna?
Sí, Maharaj. Sí he estado. Bueno, ahorita están organizando la limpieza de recoger todos los escombros, están organizando todo, que si el hierro que quedó todo doblado, todo lo que es la parte del friso que se cayó, y solicitando a los devotos que lleven material como palas, cepillos fuertes, bolsas para escombros, para empezar a cargar todo, para que un devoto que tiene un ¿cómo se llama? Un camión, se dedique a sacar todo eso.
Okay. Quizás ¿Hay devotos aquí de Panama Corona ahora en línea? No sé. ¿Está Shamagori?
No, creo que no, Maharaj.
Yo, de Goranga.
Jai Goranga.
Sí, Maharaj.
¿Dónde estás?
En la cocina. Aquí en el templo.
De Panama Corona.
Sí.
Okay. Todavía tiene internet y todo.
Sí, porque, bueno, de lo que pasó fue que en el ashram de las devotas fue donde hubo el incendio. Todo el ashram de las devotas se quemó por completo y ahí había un router, pero el router principal está en la oficina principal y todavía hay internet. Entonces, ahora están viniendo muchos devotos de aquí, inclusive algunos de ISKCON, para ayudar a recoger pues los escombros y todo lo que está lo que quedó de la de las devotas, y bueno, ayudar a limpiar y ayudar en todo lo que se puede.
Okay. Cuando Govinda Maharaj estaba presente y Caracas y Venezuela hicieron el arreglo para tener a Acharya Maharaj como su guía, como su guru, Govinda Maharaj estaba muy feliz, muy contento. Él me dijo, por lo menos yo sé que va a haber también una ayuda de parte de Venezuela para el templo de Navadip. Govinda Maharaj estaba muy contento. Claro, en ese tiempo la economía de Venezuela era mucho mejor y Purujit siempre ayudaba a Navadip, y Srila Govinda Maharaj estaba muy contento porque cuando sabía que los devotos iban a apoyar a Acharya Maharaj, él dijo que ya sé que siempre va a haber una ayuda para Navadip. Y de hecho así fue, que siempre los devotos ayudaban a Acharya Maharaj. En particular los devotos de Venezuela, muchos fueron a la India, estaban ahí siempre apoyando a Acharya Maharaj. Como conocemos los sannyasis, como Sadhu Maharaj, como Sajan Maharaj, a ver, ¿qué más? ¿Cuáles otros sannyasis son de Venezuela? Yo les conocía por sus nombres antiguos, como Brajavi.
That's Narasimha Maharaj also. Is now in Siliguri. Narasimha Maharaj is now in Siliguri. It's also Venezuela.
Sí. Desde el tiempo de Prabhupada, los devotos de Venezuela siempre fueron muy distinguidos. Y cuando fuimos a la India, varios de los devotos que se quedaban ahí todo el año fueron de Venezuela. Como Sadhu Maharaj estaba ahí, también a Sudevi, ella estaba ayudando, como Lakshmikanti. Por muchos años Lakshmikanti estaba ahí, y Ananda Moy, y varios devotos se quedaban todo el tiempo ayudando a Acharya Maharaj. Entonces yo creo que lo menos que podemos hacer es realmente tratar de ayudarles a ellos. Bueno, esa es mi petición, y ya me dijo que la idea era una idea conjunta de todos. Anyway, as I was saying, sometimes I don't know when I'm speaking Spanish, when I'm speaking English. So, I was saying the devotees in Venezuela have always helped. There's many of the sannyasis that are there in the India, or were there, like Sadhu Maharaj, like Sajjan Maharaj, like Nishinga Maharaj. Who else? Sadhu Maharaj. Who else? Then I said Sudevi. I said also
Anandamoy, Jagannath Prabhu, Arati Devi Dasi.
También also many of the devotees who are now in Spain were there helping in Navadip and Sringapali, como like Mahamantra, well, of course, Mahamantra's mother Praneshwari.
And Krishna Mohini, Syamasundari's mother, she is also in Spain.
Yeah, okay.
And you have Ramanuja Das and Ishvari Didi. They are also in Spain, and Ramanuja is from Venezuela.
Okay.
Maharaj, in the chat is information where devotees can send any donation via Zelle. Ramasundar Prabhu is offering his personal account to collect any donation, and he will transfer the funds to Paramakaruna. Sadhu Maharaj just posted the Zelle information, which is only the email. That's the only thing that you require to transfer via Zelle.
Okay.
And he's saying that before you transfer any amount, let Sadhu Maharaj know who is transferring and how much, so he can have just like a list.
Now, Praneshwari, one good thing in regard to the sending of the donations and the money internationally, it will be very good to know if in the different countries everyone is able to send that money through that medium, whether it may be PayPal or this or that, so that everyone, maybe for some it's very easy to do it through PayPal, for some others it will be easy to do it for this. But if we can in that way allow and make it easy for the different devotees around the world to send their donations, that will be very good.
Yes, Maharaj, Sadhu Maharaj is trying to arrange for other devotees to offer their accounts, because maybe huge amounts into one account will create a bit of a trouble for the devotee, because it's sudden income. So he will split the accounts. I can offer my PayPal also and my Zelle, so it can be just split in different Zelle accounts. The thing is that we need someone there who can be able to have the money either in cash, in dollars, or to make the transfer in bolívares. And they have an issue with bolívares. So Sadhu Maharaj has to coordinate with the devotees that are able to receive money and immediately transfer to Venezuela, because of these economy problem that there is in Venezuela now.
Okay, I suggest that we also have some way of communicating, because we're able to communicate Sunday through these Zoom programs, but during the week when there may be questions that devotees have or want to get answered. So is there something that we can, maybe we can create a separate WhatsApp account?
Or Paramakaruna.
Yeah.
Very good. So Sadhu Maharaj can do these and just related to these fundraising. That's great. Great idea.
So Sadhu Maharaj?
Yes, Maharaj.
So I know we created, anyway, we created some kind of, in the past, some special page for WhatsApp where you can receive questions or devotees can inform you of transfers they're making. So can you make one special page?
A group. It's called a group.
Huh?
It's called a group. He can create a WhatsApp group for Paramakuruna's funding.
Okay. Can we do that? Can we do that today before we leave? Because after today, if we're finished with this meeting, I won't know necessarily how to contact all the devotees. And if we create a group, anybody can go into that group and they can ask questions or leave comments.
Yeah.
So, Sadhu Maharaj or Praneshwari, can you create that WhatsApp group?
Yes, Sadhu Maharaj. If you don't have the time, I can create it. Whatever you say, you let me know.
Okay, you can do that.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Okay, so that was the topic we wanted to talk about. Probably already many of you knew about what happened in Paramakaruna. So now we can go to we've been reading from Srila Acharya Maharaj's guidance. What's the name in Spanish?
Upadesh. And there below it says instruction, spiritual guidance, or guidance, spiritual instruction.
Okay, this here, this one I got. It says guidance in English.
Yes.
Then, do you know, Praneshwari, I have here marked the chapter Mahaprabhu's teaching to Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, but I don't know if we already read that or not.
Maharaj, we didn't finish the article. We were left, the last 4 pages were pending.
About
Bhaktivinoda Thakur.
Okay, well we can finish that. That's in which volume?
I lost my bookmark.
Volume 4, Maharaj, Upadesh 4.
Oh, 4. Okay. Let's see. Well, all right.
What's the name of the article, Acharya Ratna, please?
1 second. Gracias.
Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnanachana Shalakaya Chakshurumilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Puja Shri Guru Varga Vandita Mahabhavan Vitaya Sada Purvaparya Parampara Prachalita Praja Pramurta Krite Bhaktir Nirmala Nirjarasya Nibritam Samrakshakam Sadaram Vande Shri Guru Devam Anatashira Charya Varyam Nijam Gaurava Bhishtam Supurakam Guruganara Sisha Sambhushitam Chintya Chintya Samasta Veda Nipunam Shri Rupa Patanugam Govinda Bidam Ujwalam Bharatanum Bhaktyan Vidam Sundaram Vande Vishwa Gurun Shah Divyat Bhagavat Prem Noi Bija Pradam Devam Divyatanum Suchandavaranam Balarka Chelan Sandrananda Puram Sadekavaranam Vairagya Vidyambunim Sri Siddhanta Nidim Subhakti Lasitam Sarasvatanam Baram Mandetam Shubhadam Marika Sharanam Nyashishvara Sridharam Vanshakaupatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavinibhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Mahabharanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gauratabhishe Namah. Do you know where we are?
Ahora estamos, el capítulo comienza en la página 269 en español.
269 en español. Ok, entonces va a ser.
¿Cómo se llama el capítulo, Acharya Ratna?
Se llama Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur y la distinción de la línea que presentó.
Okay, thank you.
Y de ese capítulo llevamos ya hasta la parte
Okay, so on page 245 is where it begins, Praneshwar.
Yes, but we had to scroll down because we were left
with 4 pages.
Yeah, 4 pages.
Okay, so then we'll go to the end of the chapter and go back 4 pages. I think
Maharaj.
Yeah.
Maybe, tal vez comenzar en la parte de la distinción secreta de la línea de Sri Bhaktivinoda.
Okay, that's on page 255. Secret distinction of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's line. So this is from the chapter Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur and the line he introduced from Guidance 4 by Srila Bhakti Nirmawacharya Maharaj. So I'll begin reading this and then. Okay. This line has one special distinction. Sri Gaurasundar sent Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur to remove all opposing propensities to throw thorns, obstacles, difficulties, and misconceptions on the path of devotion. He not only removed all thorns on the path of devotion, he also cleansed the mirrors of the hearts of fortunate souls who made pure devotion arise there. The current of Bhakti Vinodara, flows within the current of Sri Gaurasundar. There is no higher current than that of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Kirtan, Sankirtan, and Mahasankirtan are not one and the same. This realization does not come to the one whose consciousness has not awakened. Kirtans are sung in many places, but not all kirtans are the same. A festival, Utsav, a great festival, Maha Utsav, and a grand festival, Maha Utsav, are not one and the same. In some places there is kirtan, in some places Sankirtan, and in some places Maha Sankirtan. However, Maha Sankirtan is very rare. Kon Bhagavan Dekibare Pai. Those who are fortunate can see it. If your heart is dirty or you are blind with material interest, how will you be able to see anything transcendental? People are deprived of the great festival, Maha Utsav of Hari Sankirtan. If you have an open mind, if your heart is clean, if you do not have enmity or hostility, then all this will clearly appear before your eyes. Maha Sankirtan will be resounding in your ears, and you will realize what a beautiful kirtan devotees do and how much joy they do with it. Then Guru Varga, who appears in this line, are greatly empowered. The Maha Sankirtan, the Maha Parikrama, and the Maha Archan that Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has brought to this world are continuing to this day. Great gurus are those who worship the Lord together with others and who bestow benefit on many people as a result of their great worship. They give great benefit to so many jiva souls. This is the distinction of this current. Those who appear in this line perform Maha Sankirtan, Maha Archan, and Maha Parikrama. They can circumambulate the holy abode of Sri Gora on their own, or this holy circumambulation could be held based on one's qualification, but instead they go on Sri Goradam Parikrama, Sri Brajadam Parikrama, Sri Shetradam Parikrama, together with thousands of people installing Sri Shyam Sundar in their hearts. By doing so, they distribute great auspiciousness and supreme benefit. In this way, the current of Maha Sankirtan is flowing within the current or line of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. When a powerhouse gives the current, we can see that there is light. In the same way, we can see that this current is still flowing because it is empowered by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Ashram Maharaj.
Yes. I just need Prabhu Acharya Ratna to put in the computer screen text. I don't know if that can be done. Okay. No se ve todavía Acharya Ratna. Ok, muy bien. Entonces, comenzamos en
Maharaj en la distinción secreta.
La distinción secreta de la línea de Sri Bhaktivinoda Thakur, del libro Sri Upadesh.
¿Qué página en el libro de español?
279, Maharaj.
Ok.
Abajo viene un subtítulo. Dice la distinción secreta de la línea de Sri Bhaktivinoda Thakur. ¿Comienzo a leer?
Sí.
Esta línea tiene una distinción especial. Sri Gaurasundar envió a Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur para eliminar todas las propensiones opuestas que arrojan espinas. ¿No quiere subir un poquito más el texto? Si no, tengo que agachar la cabeza. Muy bien, gracias, Acharya Ratna. Que arrojan espinas, obstáculos, dificultades y conceptos erróneos en el sendero de la devoción. No solo removió todas las espinas del sendero de la devoción, también limpió el espejo del corazón de las almas afortunadas e hizo que surgiera devoción pura allí. La corriente de Bhaktivinoda, entre paréntesis, Bhaktivinodara, fluye dentro de la corriente de Sri Gaurasundar. No existe corriente más elevada que la de Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Kirtan, Sankirtan y Maha Sankirtan no son uno y lo mismo. Esta realización no surge en aquel cuya conciencia no ha despertado. Los kirtans se encuentran en muchos lugares, pero no todos los kirtans son lo mismo.
Desapareció.
Desapareció. Bueno, ¿sí me escuchan?
Sí, Maharaj.
Ok. Un festival, Utsav, en el idioma sánscrito, Utsav, un gran festival, Mahotsav, y un festival grandioso, Maha Utsav, no son uno y lo mismo. En algunos lugares hay Kirtan, en otros lugares Sankirtan, y en algunos lugares Maha Sankirtan. Sin embargo, Maha Sankirtan es muy raro. Kona, Bhagyavana, Dekivare, Paya. Aquellos que son afortunados pueden verlo. Si tu corazón está sucio o está ciego con intereses materiales, ¿cómo podrás ver algo trascendental? Las personas se ven privadas del gran festival, Maha Utsav, de Hari Sankirtan. Si tienes una mente abierta, si tu corazón está limpio, y si no tienes enemistad u hostilidad, entonces todo esto aparecerá claramente ante tus ojos. El Maha Sankirtan resonará en tus oídos y te darás cuenta de qué hermoso kirtan realizan los devotos y con cuánta alegría lo hacen. Siguiente subtítulo. El Guru Varga que aparece en esta línea está grandemente apoderado. El Maha Sankirtan, el Maha Parikrama y el Maha Archan que Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ha traído a este mundo está continuando hasta el día de hoy. Los grandes gurus son aquellos que adoran al Señor junto con otros y que otorgan beneficios a muchas personas como resultado de su gran adoración. Otorgan un gran beneficio a muchas almas, jivas. Esta es la distinción de esta corriente. Aquellos que aparecen en esta línea realizan Maha Sankirtan, Maha Archan y Maha Parikrama. Pueden circunvalar la sagrada morada de Sri Gaura por su cuenta, o podrían realizar esta sagrada circunvalación basados en la calificación de cada quien, pero en cambio continúan con el Parikrama de Sri Gauradam, el Parikrama de Sri Brajadam, el Parikrama de Sri Chetradam, junto con miles de personas instalando a Sri Syamasundar en sus corazones. Al hacerlo, distribuyen gran auspiciosidad y beneficio supremo. De esta manera, la corriente del Maha Sankirtan está fluyendo dentro de la corriente o línea de Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Cuando una central eléctrica provee la corriente, podemos ver que hay luz. De la misma manera, podemos ver que esta corriente sigue fluyendo porque está empoderada por Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur.
Okay. I'll continue with the next section, which is unobstructed current of Sri Bhakti Vinod. His blessing, mercy, and inspiration is coming. It is only because a flow of mercy is descending from Sri Gaurasundar or his close associates that this can be possible. You may not be qualified, but because you have come to this line, you must get some benefit. Just as when a king has a son, he automatically becomes the crown prince or king and gets all the ministers, generals, subjects, wealth, etc. He may not have the same power as the previous king, but just because he is the son of the king's power enters him. In this way, the government of the kingdom remains in order. In the same way, because there are great souls in this line, by their mercy the power descends in the line of the Guru Parampara. That entire power can be found within such great souls. They radiate all this power. If the king has a successor, then his power will not stop. In the same way, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's current will never stop. This is told by the scriptures, as well as by the very own associates of Sri Gaurasundar himself. Why will this current never be stopped? Because he by whose will Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's current was manifest finds fulfillment of his desires within this channel. This channel will never dry out. This channel or current is flowing to this day. Wherever this current is manifest, there is always Maha Kirtan, Maha Seva, and Maha Utsav, great chanting of the glories of the Lord, great service, and great festival that bestow great benefit. So many people appreciate it. By the very will of Sri Gaurasundar, by the very will of Sri Gaurasundar, this is continuing to this day. Those who bathe in this current, who become initiated into this current, and who prostrate themselves in obeisance to this current are very fortunate. They get an opportunity to get benefit from coming in touch with the flow of this great current. Even though Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has disappeared, this current remains manifest. In this way, his inseparable pastime continues in an unobstructed way. And we'll say this continues because the line of the Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Matth, which is begun by Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj and continued by Srila Govinda Maharaj and continued also by Srila Acharya Maharaj and others. This was fulfilling the will of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who is the principal son of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur and who came to this world to continue the line of Bhaktivinoda Thakur by Bhaktivinoda Thakur praying for Ray of Vishnu. That person came as Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And we have some relation, obviously, with that line of Srila Saraswati Thakur, who Govinda Maharaj called Bhagavan Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And through that, we have this as Srila Acharya Maharaj is explaining, this line of Bhaktivinoda Thakur is continuing to this day. And those who are participating in this mission, they are participating in that flow of nectar and the flow which Srila Acharya Maharaj is speaking of. Maha Sankirtan, Maha Utsav, and Maha
Parikrama.
Maha Parikrama. Okay, Asha Maharaj.
Sí, we start in
unobstructed current of Sri Bhaktivinoda.
La corriente irrestricta de Sri Bhaktivinoda. Su bendición, misericordia e inspiración está viniendo. Esto es solo posible debido a que el flujo de misericordia está descendiendo de Sri Gaurasundar o de sus asociados cercanos. Puede que no seas calificado, pero debido a que has llegado a esta línea, debes obtener algún beneficio, tal como cuando un rey tiene un hijo. Él automáticamente se convierte en el príncipe heredero o rey y obtiene todos los ministros, generales, súbditos, riqueza, etc. Puede que no tenga el mismo poder que el rey anterior, pero solo por ser el hijo del rey, el poder del rey entra en él. De esta manera, el gobierno del reino permanece en orden. Del mismo modo, debido a que existen grandes almas en esta línea, por su misericordia el poder desciende en la línea del Guru Parampara. Ese poder completo se puede encontrar dentro de tales grandes almas. Ellos irradian todo este poder. Si el rey tiene un sucesor, entonces su poder no se detendrá. Del mismo modo, la corriente de Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur nunca se detendrá. Esto es declarado por las escrituras, así como por los propios asociados de Sri Gaurasundar mismo. ¿Por qué esta corriente nunca será detenida? Porque aquel por cuya voluntad la corriente de Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur se manifestó, encuentra la satisfacción de sus deseos dentro de este canal. Este canal nunca se secará. Este canal o corriente está fluyendo hasta el día de hoy. Donde quiera que esta corriente se manifieste, hay siempre Maha Kirtan, Maha Seva y Maha Utsav, el gran canto de las glorias del Señor, un gran servicio y un gran festival, los cuales otorgan un gran beneficio. Muchas personas aprecian esto. Por la misma voluntad de Sri Sri Gaurasundar, esto continúa hasta hoy en día. Aquellos que se bañan en esta corriente, que se inician en esta corriente y que se postran en obediencia a esta corriente, son muy afortunados. Tienen la oportunidad de beneficiarse y de entrar en contacto con el flujo de esta gran corriente. Aunque Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ha desaparecido, esta corriente permanece manifiesta. De esta manera, su pasatiempo inseparable continúa de manera ininterrumpida.
Okay. Next section is, this current originates from the lotus feet of Sri Krishna. Ashramar, ¿quieres comentar algo acerca de lo que has leído?
¿Por qué no dices en español, Maharaj, lo que dijiste?
Pues, lo que comenté es que esta línea, ese flujo ha continuado porque estamos conectados con el Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Matth, que fue comenzado por Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar de Goswami Maharaj, que continuó por Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj, y que continuó por su sucesor Srila Bhakti Nirmawacharya Maharaj. Y como en las adoraciones de Srila Guru Maharaj, él comentó que, en el pranam mantra de Bhakti Vinod Thakur, que comienza Gurudam Grantadam Nama ¿cómo es? Déjeme ver. No conozco por memoria todo este verso.
Grantadam Gurudam Namadam Gauradamadam.
Aquí está. Gurudam Grantadam Gauradamadam Namadam Muda Bhaktidam Buridam Bande Bhakti Vinodakam Sada. Gurudam Grantadam Gauradamadam Namadam Muda Bhaktidam Buridam Bande Bhakti Vinodakam Sada. Yo continuamente o perpetuamente ofrezco mis reverencias a Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur con gran júbilo. Gurudam, él es primero y más importante el dador de Sri Guru Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, el inaugurador de la nueva época de Gaudiya Vaishnavism, del Gaudiya Vaishnavismo. Entonces es el pranam mantra que Guru Maharaj escribió, y la primera cosa dice que él nos dio el Guru, quien Srila Govinda Maharaj llama Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Y este es continuando la línea de Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, y tenemos esa conexión, la misericordia de Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur está continuando el flujo de la misericordia de Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, y ha llegado como también el Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Matth, que continuó con Srila Govinda Maharaj y Srila Acharya Maharaj. Por eso estamos conectados con ese Mahasankirtan, Mahaparikrama y Maha Utsav que Srila Acharya Deva ha mencionado. Estamos realmente participando en la línea directa de Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Okay. ¿Quieres comentar algo, Ashrama?
Nada más, como Maharaj lo explicó, ¿verdad? Y como si la Acharya Maharaj explica, estamos leyendo este libro, Sri Upadesh, en este capítulo particularmente dedicado al Guru Parampara, está dándonos la seguridad de que, está hablando acerca de la seguridad de que la revelación, tal como viene del plano espiritual, viene, se presenta en este plano físico, por la labor tan esmerada de estos agentes, ¿no?, que traen estas enseñanzas. La virtud de ellos es que no tergiversan nada, la presentan en toda su pureza original, sin desvirtuar ninguno de sus conceptos, al contrario, dándonos la claridad, el entendimiento adecuado para que esta luz divina, para que esta corriente del mundo trascendental pueda ser recibida en los corazones de los devotos. Entonces la labor que están haciendo ellos es muy, ¿verdad?, es única. Y hay muchos otros grupos que también se llaman a sí mismos seguidores de esta corriente, pero que nuestros guardianes nos han prevenido de no seguirlos, porque en realidad ya han mutilado esa fortuna que el Señor quiere dispensarle a las almas. Ya han tergiversado esos conceptos, ya no están presentando esa misma corriente, esa riqueza que el Señor quiere compartir, ese amor divino que el Señor quiere compartirlo, ya lo han tergiversado, mutilado, trastocado de una y de muchas formas. Entonces nosotros somos prevenidos de no seguir esas así llamadas corrientes, porque ya no están ligadas al mundo espiritual, a los pies del otro, del Señor Supremo. Y así, Maharaj.
Okay. Continuing, this current originates from the lotus feet of Sri Krishna. Therefore, the chair of the Guru comes to those who reveal Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's channel within the Guru Parampara, fulfilling the innermost desire of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. They preach following the same method, the same rules, and preserve this current in the same way that Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur had established. It is being preserved by a strong, uninterrupted current. When one person disappears, then another person appears. Like the Ganges, this current flows from Sri Gaurasundar. It originates from the lotus feet of Sri Krishna. Because this current is coming from Charana Sindhu, holy water that washed the feet of the Lord, and never stops and will never be stopped. This current is preserved and protected amidst terrible storms and rainstorms. Nobody can destroy this current. At the same time, no house, money, common worldly people, or material wealth can protect it. It is protected by Sri Gaurasundar himself. Those who are born in the house of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, within his lineage, in other words, who are born into his line, protect this Sankirtan Dharma. Following this line with a sincere heart takes one to Vaikuntha. You must remove all your worries and thoughts and give the Lord place in your heart. Money, other people, father, mother, material things, etc. You must take everything out of your heart and seek devotees, devotion, and the Lord there. That is what is called practicing Krishna consciousness. If we want to practice Krishna consciousness with body, mind, and speech, then we must throw away all material desires from our heart and give Sankirtan place to sit there instead. Those who want to engage in practicing Krishna consciousness must free space in their hearts. Those who do not want to practice Krishna consciousness have no place in their hearts. If you follow Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's line, you will be taken to Vaikuntha. If your heart and soul take complete shelter in this line, then you will be sheltered and taken care of. Ashraya loya bhaje tare Krishna nahi tyaje. Ara sab more akaran. Krishna never leaves those who have taken shelter in him. All others simply die in vain. So that's the end of this chapter here. And I personally, when I hear this, I really consider that Acharya Maharaj is preaching so directly and so beautifully. I am surprised sometimes when I read Acharya Maharaj's preaching, how he captures and presents it so well, in a way that can be directed to everyone. He really presents this preaching very nicely, his instructions. This book is called Guidance or Upadesh, Instructions. Very nice article by Acharya Maharaj. Asha Maharaj.
Where we stop, Maharaj?
This current originates from the lotus feet of Sri Krishna.
Okay. Esta corriente se origina, es la última parte de este capítulo. Esta corriente se origina en los pies del loto de Sri Krishna. Por lo tanto, la silla del Guru adviene a aquellos que revelan el canal de Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur dentro del Guru Parampara, cumpliendo su deseo más profundo. Predican siguiendo el mismo método, las mismas reglas, y preservan esta corriente de la misma manera que Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur la estableció. Está siendo preservada como una fuerte corriente ininterrumpida. Cuando una persona desaparece, entonces aparece otra. Al igual que el Ganges, esta corriente fluye de Sri Gaurasundar. Se origina en los pies del loto de Sri Krishna, debido a que esta corriente proviene de Charana Sindhu, el agua sagrada que lavó los pies del Señor. Nunca se detiene y nunca se detendrá. Esta corriente se conserva y se protege en medio de terribles tormentas y torrentes de lluvia. Nadie puede destruir esta corriente. Al mismo tiempo no puede protegerla ninguna casa, dinero, personas comunes, mundanas o la riqueza material. Es protegida por Sri Gaurasundar mismo. Aquellos que nacen en la casa de Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur dentro de su linaje, es decir, quienes nacen en su línea, protegen este Sankirtan Dharma. Siguiente subtítulo. Seguir esta línea con un corazón sincero lo lleva a uno a Vaikunta. Debes eliminar todas tus preocupaciones y pensamientos y brindar un lugar al Señor en tu corazón. Dinero, otras personas, padre, madre, cosas materiales, etc. Debes sacar todo esto de tu corazón y establecer allí a los devotos, a la devoción y al Señor. Esto es lo que llamamos la práctica de la conciencia de Krishna. Si queremos practicar conciencia de Krishna con cuerpo, mente y habla, entonces debemos desalojar todos los deseos materiales de nuestro corazón y darle un lugar al Sankirtan para que se establezca allí en su lugar. Aquellos que quieren ocuparse en la práctica de la conciencia de Krishna deben liberar ese espacio en sus corazones. Aquellos que no quieren practicar la conciencia de Krishna no tienen lugar. Un segundo, porque aquí apareció un anuncio. Aquellos que no quieren practicar la conciencia de Krishna no tienen lugar en su corazón. Si sigues la línea de Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, serás llevado a Vaikunta. Si tu corazón y tu alma toman completo refugio en esta línea, entonces serás protegido y cuidado. Ashraya Laye Vaye Tare Krishna Nahi Tyaje Arasava Mare Akarana. La traducción dice, Krishna nunca abandona a aquellos que se han refugiado en él. Todos los demás simplemente mueren en vano. Una cita del libro Sharanagati de Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur.
Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Sridhar Maharaj, he has commented that if you give any small space in your heart to Krishna, Krishna will not be satisfied just with that small space. He will eventually take over your whole heart. So he says if we should at least give some space in our heart to Krishna. If we do that, even in a small space, Krishna will not stay within that small space. He'll expand and he will take over your whole heart. So we're, as Srila Acharya Maharaj is saying, we will try to give some place in our heart to the line of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And I may feel I'm very unqualified. I am full of so many so many upadhis, aparadhas. I have so many unwanted things within my heart. But if I'm hoping that some place I can get in my heart and give that to the line of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, which is non-different from that of Mahaprabhu and Krishna, then they will take over my whole heart. I'm hoping this way. Even though my heart is so old and black, but still I'm hoping that they can revive and take over my heart. I remember once there's a politician in Bengal, Jyoti Basu, he's part of the political party there, and he gave his body like people give their organs when they pass away. He offered his body to be given for others to use as organs. But we were thinking, how useless is that? Because this man is so very old and rotten. When he dies, nobody will want any of his organs. They will be old and useless. So I'm not thinking in terms of that kind of heart, an old, useless heart that has no place in it for Krishna. But if we can give at least some small part of our heart, then Guru Maharaj says that Krishna will never be satisfied with just, he will take that small part, he will land there, and then he will invade your whole heart. He will take it over. Because Krishna, he's the nature of Krishna we always hear is he's different. He's a thief. He's stealing butter. He's stealing, and a thief is not waiting for an invitation. If you give Krishna some space in your heart, he'll take over your whole heart. That's what Guru Maharaj commented. Ashram Maharaj.
Yes, I'll translate that into Spanish, Maharaj. That's nice idea, nice presentation.
Okay. Pues Krishna es un ladrón. Guru Maharaj escribe, sí, Krishna no espera una invitación, pero si tú das por lo menos un pequeño lugar en tu corazón al Señor, Él va a tomar control de todo tu corazón. Gradualmente Él va a invadir a todo su corazón. Y Guru Maharaj escribe de esa manera. Tenemos esa fe. Yo personalmente me siento muy discapacitado, muy descalificado para hacer las cosas, para realmente establecer lo que Acharya Maharaj llama Mahasankirtan, Maharikrama, Mahautsav. Eso me parece más allá de mi capacidad, que yo siento que, como mencioné, un ejemplo de un señor muy viejo que donó sus órganos a la ciencia, pero ¿qué va a hacer la ciencia? Es tan viejo y tan miserable ese señor, ¿qué uso va a hacer sus órganos para la ciencia? Cuando muere, en vez de usar sus órganos, quizás ellos pueden estudiar y después tirar todos sus restos en una lata de basura. Pero que materialmente no estoy muy capacitado, pero espero que por poner al Señor en mi corazón, de poner a Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, a Mahaprabhu, a Krishna, da un pequeño lugar en mi corazón, por lo menos quizás puedo estar revivido y y sé con toda seguridad, como Guru Maharaj dice, que el Señor no va a estar satisfecho con un rinconcito en mi corazón, pero gradualmente va a invadir y capturar todo el corazón. Y esa es la esperanza que tenemos. Por eso, el domingo pasado fue el día de la aparición de Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Comenzamos ese artículo, fue algo largo, pero estamos muy contentos en escuchar eso. Y realmente la prédica que Srila Acharya Maharaj está presentando, yo estoy asombrado por la manera que predica, que es tan directa, para mí parece como tan empoderada su prédica. Estoy muy contento de escuchar eso, porque veo cómo Acharya Maharaj ha captado esta prédica y está dando consejo muy directo al corazón de todos. Bueno. Now I also wanted to say that well, here in California, where I'm at, one of our principal devotees was Sureshri Didi. She was the oldest person in our ashram. She was 77 years old, and she passed away from cancer. So many years she was serving in the kitchen by herself and making so many feasts, and she's been doing constant service for, I don't know, so many years, since the beginning of this ashram. And she passed away. Then yesterday we had a meeting of our board, because Sureshri was one of the board members, so we wanted to have another person replace her on the board. So the person chosen was Vrinda Devi Dasi. She's the daughter of Vaishnavi. Here in California is living Vaishnavi and her daughter Brinda, and also her son Sakhi Charan. And there's two more. Narayan, I think he's living in Colombia, and I don't know where Sham Sundar is. Does anyone know? Is he in? I think went back to Argentina. Do you know Praneshwari?
No, Maharaj, I don't know.
I think he's in Argentina.